How you doing, guys? It's me, Amin again. So Neo, let's cover Neo, guys. But first of all, guys, I know Bitcoin has gone past the all-time high today. This is the Bitcoin chart here, by the way. But I'm not going to cover Bitcoin because I already did a video about Bitcoin yesterday. If you check yesterday's video, and I already basically said that I'm expecting it to, probably break the all-time high, which it did. If not, have a little retracement before it comes up and breaks it again. So it's broke it again. It's broken the all-time high now. I'm expecting it to shoot up, maybe have a retracement back after it gets oversold, which is pretty much getting oversold right now. So it's probably going to test this level back again at some point, and then shoot back up. It's gonna shoot back up pretty high. So anyway, that's Bitcoin. Let's head over to Neo, guys. This video is all about Neo. So alright, so I've been getting a lot of requests to do an update video on Neo, so I'm gonna do this now, start to finish, and tell you guys what I'm seeing from a technical level and the reasons why I think this is happening. And guys, I just have to state from the beginning, this is my analysis. Whether you agree with it or not, that's your prerogative. Everyone's analysis is different, and people trade in different ways, right? But I'm just going to share with you what I'm seeing from the charts on a technical level. So okay, so first of all, let's draw out the baseline here for Neo and see the long-term trend that we've been kind of holding, and that we expect to hold or hope to hold. It's not a guarantee, but we're expecting to hold this. Seems though it's been kind of been on this this trend for a while. It can break. Just because we've been on this for a while now, it can break. It doesn't mean it has to hold this. Okay, and okay, so I'm gonna draw this zone here, this all-time, well, this high here. It was all-time high before, and I'm just gonna draw this out here, okay, to give us like an equilibrium point here, where the we can say where the prices meet. Okay, we got crossroads here. Okay, so let's keep that there. Okay, so that's a point of interest where we're at right now. Okay, where this price has come to right now. Okay, so let's see now in the shorter term. Obviously, from the all-time highs here, we can see we came down this nice trend here, and then we broke the trend. Okay, and then after we broke the trend, we had a little sell-off here where we double bottomed. Okay, we did let's draw this. We did a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here. Okay, so that was our little double bottom formation here. I suppose it would have been easier just kind of drawing a triangle there. Okay, so that's fine. So since then, all right, I'm just going through this, from top to bottom here as quick as I can. I know my videos can be quite long sometimes, so I'm going to try and get this video done within 20 minutes, guys. So since then, guys, we after we double bottomed here, we had a little spike up here, and we created a bull flag here, and we started moving up here. Okay, and we've almost had a full retracement from this point here, but not quite. Now here's the thing, guys. I'm gonna point out to you guys a couple of things. For you guys that have been holding Neo, accumulating Neos from the bottom here, even from round about here, like me, I'm still holding. Right, I'm still holding because Neo. The thing about Neo, guys, most people are holding Neo as a long-term hold. Most people, most people that are holding Neo is because they believe in the project and where they're going. Even after all the China FUD and stuff like that, people generally believe in the Neo project, and that it has some sort of intrinsic value, unlike most of the other scammy coins, right? So most of the people are holding this long term, whereas you know, the traders out there, a lot of traders are trading this day to day, which is fine as well. You know, I suppose I could have, you know, sold off here and rebought back here, you know, but yeah, this is a long-term hold for most people. Okay, so okay, since then, what I want to highlight to you guys is basically what we've in terms of the patterns being created here. I was looking at this thinking, okay, we're creating an Elliott wave here, but as time progressed, the way the pattern played itself out, and this could be due to a number of factors in the market, right? You know, the way Bitcoin has been playing out, the news, fundamental news and stuff like that does affect things. Okay, there's recent news now about Russia, you know, tightening up regulations on cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin pumping is having a massive effect on all the coins. If you look at the coins, look, they're all red. Can you see all these coins? These are all really good coins. Really, all these coins here, they're good coins. Most of them. Well, I think all of them are really good coins, right? So look at them all, guys. They're all in the red. They're all in the red. This is green. This is Bitcoin. That's why it's green. But the rest of them are red, right? If you look at coin market cap, I mean, let's look at the gainers and losers over the last hour or so, right? And let's look at over in terms of the trade volume. Okay, look, I mean, let's go back into the against Bitcoin, guys. Look, against Bitcoin, they're all everything's losing. All the biggest coins are losing. Look, BitConnect is usually BitConnect's up like 10% because, you know, it goes against everything else. It's basically an MLM company, right? But look at all the coins. They're really kind of suffering against Bitcoin, and it's natural, guys, because, you know, when Bitcoin goes crazy like that, and it's going to be going crazy more, then, you know, it's natural for the coins to behave like that. But once Bitcoin settles down, then the money's going to come into the altcoins, and then they should start rising again. Okay, so that's fine. So in terms of the patterns, guys, I thought this was playing out into a nice kind of Elliott wave formation, right? But it didn't play out. It did not play out the way I wanted it to, right? So then it got me thinking, okay, so this has not created an Elliott wave for whatever reason. But then when you look at it, basically what I noticed is it was starting to create a Cypher pattern. So if we take the same start here and then make this point A, and then come down here to the retrace, to the bottom of the retrace here as point B, and then go to the top of the wick here as point C, and then we came down here and we held the cloud. But this zone here, let me just make it clearer for you guys. This zone here, if you look at the 4-hour chart, look, we've basically we've got one top here, and one top here. Yeah, that's basically 1, 2, 3. It's a triple top here. Okay, so this did not work out to be an Elliott wave. This was basically a really solid top. Turned out to be this top here was basically our triple top. Anyway, leaving that to one side, the point of me saying that to you is just to kind of confirm that we didn't, you know, we weren't playing the Elliott wave there, and we were looking for something else, right? So what else were we looking for? So what I noticed here was, in terms of the patterns, we were creating a nice kind of X, A, B, C here, right? And we didn't pass this top here, which meant we were coming down, right? So I was basically looking for a 786 retracement of this whole move in order to complete the where's the low? Let's say this is the low, right? In order to complete the Cypher pattern, right? So this is basically a Cypher pattern. Now, if we measure the move of the Cypher pattern, right, we have this as the first leg up here, and if we check the retracement of the this first leg down here, then we can see it hasn't surpassed the 61.8 of the Cypher pattern, which means, you know, we're well within the bounds. We're obeying the rules of the Cypher pattern. Okay, all right, cool. So then I've got to look for this top up here, this wick, because we're counting the wicks here on the Cypher, right? So we want this. Okay, we got to count now the length, how far this wick goes past this point A. So we go from X to A and then back to X for the extension tool, and we got to say, okay, so this cannot pass and close above the 1.41. So this is obviously, you know, well within the limits of that, right? So this is another thing that's basically saying to me, okay, so we haven't closed above the 1.41, which means we're cool, you know, where this is another thing saying to me, okay, we're still within the rules of the Cypher. So at this point, we can basically say, okay, so for this pattern to complete, we need this to retrace down to, we're looking at the 78.6, the 786 mark, right, of the whole move. So from X to C, not from X to A, from X to C. So if we take this whole move here, right, if we take this whole move and we say, okay, cool, so let's go from X to C, right, and we can basically see here that, all right, this whole move now, we've come all the way back down. You can pretty much see to this 786 zone. I mean, we can see here, this is the 786 zone. We're just touching this zone here, right? We might come down, we might still come down, but that's fine. If we come down and close on it or below it, that's still fine. The point I'm trying to make for you guys is, when these patterns start forming, they tend to complete. The market will gravitate towards completing that pattern, which basically is something that has just happened now. Like it's already happened, and you know, it's gonna, for the next day or so, where we're still gonna be like completing this pattern. But that in itself now, let me redo that. This Cypher pattern now is pretty much complete. Okay, so what's the story now? Now there's a couple of things here for you guys that are holding Neo, or there's a couple of things I want to mention. And you know, one thing I would say is now's a good time as any to start accumulating Neo, right? It's not, I've got to say right now, it's not showing bullish signs. It's not showing signs that it's about to turn around or something like that, but it's just completed the Cypher pattern, right? And Bitcoin is pumping. So maybe, you know, if you're holding Bitcoin, you can hold on to Bitcoin when it kind of tops out a little, and then, you know, then when it starts to consolidate a bit there, then you know that the altcoins are going to have a chance to start to, you know, regenerate and start to show signs of strength. And most likely at that point, the altcoins are going to be right at the bottom, like we can see here with Neo, right? We can see here with Neo. As long as Bitcoin is, let's go back to Bitcoin for a second. As long as Bitcoin is doing this, like it's just going nuts basically, right? Then, you know, all of the altcoins, look at DGB, I guarantee you it's dumping, right? It's not just Neo. Look, I'll show you. Let's look at ETH against, look at Ethereum, it's dumping, right? Look at NXT, most probably dumping. So, you know, let's have a look at OMG. OMG was pumping yesterday, right? Now it's dumping, okay? Because obviously when Bitcoin is pumping like that, then obviously all the coins that are traded against Bitcoin, it is going to have an inverse effect to some extent. That's not to say that these coins aren't going to start to move up later, right? So that's one thing I want you guys to realize, okay? Now, another thing I want to say is, obviously from this whole move here, right from the bottom here, we've come down 78.6. Okay, I know for you guys, you know, a lot of people have been buying here, whatever, and it's disheartening. It's disheartening to see your coin drop like that. But you know, it's just part of the whole market cycle, guys. Okay, so once this whole pattern resolves itself, then we can start to kind of look for such signs of strength and look for money to come back into Bitcoin. Okay, so one other thing I want to show you guys is, let's just look at the dual charts here for a second. This, by the way, this is the this chart at the bottom here is NEO versus the dollar. Cross here. Okay. All right. Let me just make this clearer for you guys. Okay. So this one on the bottom is NEO versus the dollar. Okay. And this one on the top, as we've just seen, is NEO versus the pound. Okay, so all right, so let's have a look. Okay, so basically we can see NEO that is come down all the way to the 78.6 mark. Okay, but when we were I mean, if we look back to the left and look at the point, the last point that it was at this price, 562,000 satoshis. If we look to the left at the beginning of the move, when we start pumping, we were at this point here. Okay, so we were basically at let's put this line here, there you go, right? We were at this point here. Okay, right here. Okay, so it's quite far down. Okay, okay, so if we look in terms of the retracements, we know that that is 78.6 because we've just measured that, right? We can see it's the 78.6 range. Okay, there. Okay, guys, just follow me just for a second. Okay, I promise this will make sense to you in a bit. Okay. But if we look at that same thing against the dollar, right, where we are now, okay, or just below where we are now, where this wick finished, and we lay that same line there, okay, and we take that same move. You can see the crosshair. You can see this line here, this cross line. You can see we started this move from here on Bitcoin, so we'll start it from here on the US dollar chart. Okay, and we measure that same move from the top, right, from the bottom to the top, take the fib, and you can see that line, guys. That line is way above the 50% range, way above the 50% range. Okay, so there's a reason why I'm saying this to you, right? On the Bitcoin chart, we're down here, we're down on the 78.6 against Bitcoin. Okay, we're down here. So the point I'm trying to make is, okay, even though against Bitcoin we've retraced all the way back down, we've basically completed that Cypher pattern on the way down, right? You know, against the dollar, we're still above the 50% retracement zone from the bottom of that move, right? And if you take it as percentages, guys, that's still in terms of the actual dollar a 31.3% net gain, right? Even though we've had that full retracement of the move, right? So that's just something I want to point out for you guys, because that's that extra money coming into crypto is basically, yes, you know, against Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's pumping, we've you know, retraced a lot steeper and further. But if you draw the comparison against the dollar, we're not doing too bad, guys. We're still, you know, in and around the $30 mark, right? And this is at like the lowest point, right? You know, so that's pretty cool if you ask me, because what's going to happen, guys? What's going to happen, like, you know, eventually when Bitcoin settles down a bit, right, then what we're expecting to happen here is for NEO to slowly, you know, settle down and start trading sideways for a bit, okay, depending on what the market is like and how long that will take. But we need to first start looking at the shorter time frames and you know, we need to really, you know, start, you know, looking at, you know, first of all the hour the hour chart, and start looking for signs for this to double bottom on the hourly chart, and then trade sideways a bit, and then we need to start getting above this 10-day EMA line, and then we need to start getting above this 6-hour cloud, sorry, not 6-hour cloud, this 1-hour cloud, and then just settle there for a bit, and then that's the beginning of a momentum shift again, right? But I want to highlight that this pattern has fulfilled itself now. This Cypher pattern has fulfilled itself, right? Now here's the thing, guys. Once we start performing against Bitcoin, right, then bearing in mind Bitcoin is going up now. I mean, we're probably going to be at around, you know, we went all the way up to like $5,275 already. You know, we're heading, you know, to above $6,000 like very soon, right? Now bearing in mind, you know, Bitcoin is going up in value. Once we start, this is actually a very good thing, because, you know, although this looks, you know, on the Bitcoin chart here, let's make this full screen. On the Bitcoin chart here, if we bring this to the 4-hour chart, guys, sorry. Although this is looking very dire at the moment, but once it starts settling down and it starts outperforming Bitcoin, which I do expect it to do, right? I expect this to start outperforming Bitcoin soon, right? Then bearing in mind Bitcoin's price has inflated, it's gone up in value, then, you know, once this starts going up, guys, against the dollar, we can hit all-time highs very soon against the dollar, because really and truly, guys, even from where we are now, we're only like, well, 92% away from the all-time high. Yeah, from the top where we got to like a week or two ago, about a week ago, we were only like 45% away from all-time high. In crypto, that's nothing. And bearing in mind, at the moment the market is expanding, not contracting, right? So then that's gonna basically cause the whole market to expand, right? At the moment, it's a little bit difficult. Like I said, because Bitcoin is behaving the way it is, we can see here, you see the market dominance of Bitcoin is 53.4%. That's the highest it's been for a long time, guys. And if you see this chart here, this chart of let's have a look just quickly. That hasn't worked. This chart, that's basically, it shows you the dominance of Bitcoin. Okay, so we can see here, you know, from the beginning of the year, Bitcoin has been coming down against the other altcoins. The altcoins have been gaining market share against Bitcoin, but since about July, Bitcoin has been climbing again and gaining market dominance against the altcoins. And you can see here, if we zoom in a bit more, we can see here more recently, Bitcoin is really starting to ramp up now, and the majority of the altcoins are starting to lose, you know, market cap or market dominance against Bitcoin. So, you know, that's a trend that we've started to see now recently. You know, it's kind of like that. When Bitcoin pumps, you can expect the altcoins to dump, right? And when Bitcoin settles, then you can expect the altcoins to regain some sort of value. Okay, so anyway, so the point is, guys, is once NEO starts outperforming Bitcoin, then we can really start seeing this dollar value. You know, the first area we need to break is really this zone. This zone right here. Okay, I don't know why I've just drawn an arrow. It's the wrong thing, but anyhow, that zone there, right? And then this top here, and obviously then these highs here, right? But against the dollar, I think if we start performing well against Bitcoin, then that shouldn't be an issue, guys. That should not be an issue. Now here's the thing I want to quickly show you guys. going back to the Bitcoin chart, and this video has become 25 minutes already. All right, so let me just show you another example of a cipher pattern on a bigger scale. Okay, so let's take this Bitcoin chart. Okay, now what I'm looking at here with Bitcoin is I can basically see something similar here from this bottom here. If I take this top here, come back down here, take this top here, and then we had that big retrace all the way down to here. All right, so that to me sticks out as a potential cipher. Now if we measure this out, then we can see this zone meets the requirements. Okay, we can see from X to C, the retrace is, guess what, we're on the 78.6 zone, like in the Neo chart. Well, we've hit the 78.6. okay, and just lastly, if we take the extension tool from there to there to X, then you know we're well below the 1.41 zone. So this meets all the requirements of the cipher. So here's the thing: once we completed this cipher pattern on the on Bitcoin, obviously the way Bitcoin behaves is different to all the other coins, but in general, look, we completed this cipher, and then you know this is where you know everyone was panicking, just like with Neo. You know, the situation we're in now, it looks very, very dire. But what we're hoping for here is just a nice bounce, yeah, and then just the market to kind of consolidate sideways a bit before it starts to recover upwards. Okay, so in the same way we've just done that with Bitcoin, we're hoping to do that similar sort of thing. Well, this is just, like I said, guys, this is just my look on things. Okay, so obviously, you know, this isn't Bitcoin, but you know what I would expect to see now from Ripple is literally just let's have a look. Just basically you know, a bounce and then some sideways movement like that, and then some like a little pump up before we start to make, this isn't very artistic, guys, then I want to start to see like a impulsive leg up like that, and then start a new cycle or something. Okay, but it's going to take a little while, but we need the market to play itself out. We can't expect like a whole new market cycle just to kind of regenerate that quickly. You know, I can expect it to happen, but it's not going to be an immediate thing. All right, but just remember, guys, just because we're down here with Neo, you know, most of you are long-term holders anyway, right? But the thing is, just because we're down here with Neo, that doesn't mean, I mean, if we're taking this as the bottom right now, then basically what we're saying right now is against the dollar, we're pretty much at the bottom at around the $30 range, which is positive. I mean, in my eyes, this is positive. But like I said, guys, that's basically all I've got for you now with Neo. Let me know if this makes sense. If it didn't make sense, then I don't know, I'll try and explain it another time. And let me know your thoughts. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one. Adios.